or at least arresting protocol is something that is not American. We cannot create a police state in our neighborhoods. People cannot be living in fear of coming outdoors and wondering what's going to happen in their streets.
Reflecting a unity not seen amongst the U.S. bishops in a long time, the statement was put out in writing, but also in a sign of the times on social media.
We feel compelled now in this environment to raise our voices in defense of God-given human dignity.
This special message comes just weeks after Pope Leo himself said this.
Someone who says that I'm against abortion, but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life.
Cardinal Cupich today, echoing the letter, stated the time is now for comprehensive immigration reform.
We have 10 million people here who don't have documents. How do we reasonably deal with that issue? And maybe there's a point in which we can have common ground.
In a further effort to support migrants at this time, the U.S. Conference for Catholic Bishops this week also announced what they are calling the You Are Not Alone initiative, with an emphasis on, amongst other things, emergency and family support. At Holy Name Cathedral, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
An in-person inspection today of conditions at the ICE facility in suburban Broadview. A group of attorneys as well as a judge toured this facility today. The tour was scheduled after an emergency ruling last week that required the Department of Homeland Security to improve conditions for detainees. Allegations made in court include unsanitary conditions, little food or water, and no hygiene products. The Department of Homeland Security has denied all allegations of subpar conditions. The judge's emergency order is in effect until a preliminary injunction hearing next month. The ACLU says in a statement it's grateful for the opportunity to inspect the facility and it will reserve its observations for court. And a Chicago daycare worker has been released after federal immigration agents arrested her at work last week. Lawyers for Diana Galliano say she was released from a detention center in Indiana last night. Witnesses say children watched as agents took her into custody at the Reito di Sol daycare near Addison and Western. And the federal officials say she's been in the country illegally for years.
And tonight we have learned that the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. will remain at Northwestern Memorial Hospital for at least a few more days after being admitted yesterday. His family telling us tonight that the 84-year-old is resting comfortably. For roughly a decade, though, it was believed that the civil rights icon was living with Parkinson's disease, but in April, doctors diagnosed him with progressive supranuclear palsy, also known as PSP. He is not working on Reverend Jackson's case, but a neurologist at the University of Chicago-Madison says that PSP is in the same family as Parkinson's, but it is more rare.
Currently, we don't have a cure for the disease. We have some medication that we can help with certain symptoms.
Dad has lived a number of years past the life expectancy associated with this particular illness.
Well, today on his radio show, Jesse Jackson Jr. expressed gratitude to all who have offered thoughts and prayers for his father. We are sending them as well. And with the government now open, airports are trying to get back to normal before the Thanksgiving holiday. TSA agents will soon receive their paychecks as well as an extra $10,000 bonus.
But also they're going to get a bonus check for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day, for serving the American people.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem handed out some of those checks today in Houston. The bonuses will go to several thousand TSA agents, THS planning to use leftover funds to cover the cost of the bonuses. And the finger pointing continues, with Democrats and Republicans blaming one another for the pain caused by the shutdown over the last 6 weeks.
And political reporter Craig Wall takes a look at the potential impact the shutdown could have on the 2026 elections.
The government shutdown could be a major talking point for both sides as they head into the midterm elections next year. Governor J.B. Pritzker seems to think it will significantly help the Democrats, but Republicans say don't be so sure. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is now over. Workers are heading back to federal offices, and museums like the Smithsonian are reopening to visitors. SNAP benefits are also being restored.
Now we're back to 100%, so we're working as fast as we can to make sure that people have their SNAP cards charged and ready to go.
Governor J.B. Pritzker blaming Republicans for the shutdown.
What I am so upset about is that Donald Trump was fine with people not being able to travel, people not being able to get their food. He is fine with taking away health care from people.
You can't be so obstinate about every little element of whatever your program is that you refuse to have the government work unless you get your way. When you're in the minority, too.
Richard Porter is a former Republican National Committeeman from Illinois. He counters that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown, particularly for the fight over Obamacare subsidies.
One of the things we realize now is what they were fighting for was for a program that's not affordable. We learned the Affordable Care Act is actually unaffordable.
Looking ahead to 2026, the question is, will voters remember the shutdown? And if they do, who will they hold accountable at the ballot box?
Well, I think you saw, a wave election about 9 days ago where Democrats swept. And it's one of the reasons that I think in 2026 you're going to see Democrats sweep the Congress, because people do not like what Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are doing.
So I think we just have to see how that plays out. For the public at large, I think this will be a distant memory. Nobody remembers even, who won the Super Bowl last year, right? So this is a year away. Plus the fundraising is a lot stronger for the Republicans now than it is for the Democrats. So I think actually we're in pretty good shape for next year.
But a lot can happen in the months ahead, and this deal to fund the government only runs through the end of January, so lawmakers will have to reach a new agreement after the holidays. And given how deep the political divide is in this country, the next round could prove challenging as well. Craig Wall, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Craig, thank you. Here's a live look from our Royal Sonesta Chicago downtown cam. It is a beautiful night down here in the city.
Just the lights are sparkling. It gives you the holiday feeling after the Northern Lights. Everybody's been so excited. Kind of brought everybody together, watching that. Kind of felt like that eclipse moment when everybody was just looking for those great photos.
So excited.
It was pretty neat to see. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
And it comes as it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Hey,
I heard you've been listening to Christmas music for quite some time.
If you get her started in November, it's going to be a long holiday season. But yes, I have been only in the morning.
Right, but you listen to jazz.
Just instrumental, because you've heard my voice. It's not as good
really
as the
nice.
two of you. No, thank you. It's nice day, I think, later. We're doing a story.
You have to see my Santa Claus that is in my
Do you have your decorations up in your office?
I have one. I'm going to show it to you. It's
I would
really
love to
fun.
see it, yeah.
6 weeks away, I think, is what we are.
Speaking of decorations, we better get them out this weekend, right? Because the weather's going to be nice.
Otherwise, you're going to do it in some chilly weather, likely, that you'll do it if you don't do it this weekend. Yeah, 50 degrees right now. It's still pretty nice out there, mostly cloudy. And the main thing, the difference between today and yesterday. So yesterday at this time, we were at 50 degrees as well, but wind is very light. So we're no longer dealing with that chilly breeze around like what we saw yesterday evening. Sunrise this morning was at 6:39. Sunset today was at 4:32. Some clouds around right now, but those will move out. And as they do, our temperatures will continue to drop. Right now, they're acting like a blanket for us, and that's why our temperatures haven't moved too far down. 50 at O'Hare, 46 in Aurora, 52 in Gary. Eventually, we're looking at a temperature close to 35 for outlying areas, the city at about 40 degrees. And then here comes that warm up as we end the week and into Saturday. But then back to reality on Sunday. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, Heisel, thank you. Illinois hospitals are improving. That is according to new grades released today, a group of promoting patient safety examining more than 100 hospitals in Illinois. The twice yearly grades are based on how well the hospitals protect the patients from preventable problems, including medical errors. 35 hospitals in Illinois received an A. 4 failed, including Roseland Community Hospital, Weiss Memorial Hospital, and West Suburban Medical Center in Oak Park. And Illinois is ranked 17th in the nation for its percentage of hospitals earning the top scores. Good job, I guess, on some accounts.
Yeah, for the ones that got an A.
Some got some work to do still. All right. Well, a well-known suburban musician and music professor is battling a life-threatening genetic heart condition.
He's getting a lot of help from his friends, and he talks to Arjan Garcia from London, where he's preparing for a surgery there he hopes will save his life.
You Music is Nick Bissessi's life. The Grammy-nominated jazz musician plays the saxophone all around the Chicago area. He also teaches music in the Elmhurst area and gives private lessons. But a rare genetic condition in his heart threatens to end his music career and could end his life.
Basically, I need to have it repaired or I have to stop playing.
Bissessi says a potentially life-saving surgical procedure that's relatively common in Europe is unavailable in this country. And he says his health insurance company, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, denied coverage for the surgery. But Bissessi says he has no choice but to get the surgery anyway and try to pay for it himself. So now he's in London with his wife and teenage daughter preparing for that surgery. Friends back home are rooting for him.
He's a great player. I think of him as mostly a jazz player, but he can do everything. And just a really good person, like a really nice guy.
Bissessi has also played with his church music group in Barrington for more than 2 decades, and many of those church members have contributed to a GoFundMe page set up to help pay for the surgery. As of this afternoon, contributions are more than half of the $100,000 he needs.
Well-rounded musician, and so we're just hoping this whole thing goes well for him.
Bissessi says he's excited for the surgery. Doctors tell him they have a strong success rate, and he should be able to return to his normal life and his music very quickly.
I can't describe the feeling. I feel so supported and so loved by my community. It's unbelievable.
A spokesperson for Blue Cross and Blue Shield says the company is committed to providing access to quality health care, but they cannot comment on specific cases. Bissessi is scheduled to undergo surgery on Monday. In Barrington, John Garcia, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We are thinking about him.
We'll follow up for sure.
A speedy recovery so he can get back to his passion of music.
Definitely,
for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for that report, John. Coming up, everybody, reports of special treatment for Ghislaine Maxwell, the perks she is reportedly receiving in prison.
And why one group is on a two-wheeled mission to help street vendors across Chicago.
Tonight, we're learning more about convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell's life in prison. Sources say that Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand woman has new privileges since being transferred to a minimum security prison, including unlimited toilet paper. We've also been told that the other inmates at the Bryan, Texas prison only get 2 rolls per week. Sources also say that Maxwell gets her meals and mail delivered to her cell. She also reportedly has special arrangements for the guests. A Trump administration official says some of these details were necessary for ensuring her safety. And a North Carolina sheriff says Customs and Border Protection agents could be in Charlotte as soon as Saturday, and that is coming from Sheriff Gary McFadden in Mecklenburg County. He also says details of operation have not been disclosed. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino and his team are leaving Chicago. ABC News is reporting they would likely be traveling to Charlotte or New Orleans.
Delivering help on two wheels. Some Chicago cyclists are doing what they can to reduce the immigration fears in some Latino neighborhoods. As Lisette Nunez reports, they're rolling around and buying out vendors so the vendors can go home.
Some street vendors say they are barely making enough money to survive due to the widespread immigration crackdown across Chicago. That's why community members are stepping in and finding creative ways to help them.
We try to get out 6, 7 a.m., get into neighborhoods, buy all the products they have so that they can leave and go home and be safe with their family for the rest of the day.
They are being called buyouts. Groups of cyclists are riding through neighborhoods across Chicago and purchasing everything street vendors have, from tamales to elotes. The movement is meant to support street vendors as many fear being detained during Operation Midway Blitz.
I think we have an estimate of maybe 10 to 12 vendors that have been detained. There might be more. It's like 85% of vendors aren't going out anymore.
The initiative is a collaboration between Cycling X Solidarity and the Street Vendors Association of Chicago. They also organize bike tours where up to 100 cyclists have joined them and chipped in to help street vendors sell out. With Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bobino expected to leave Chicago and the future of Operation Midway Blitz unclear, street vendors tell ABC7 they are still scared, including this street vendor who did not want to be identified.
Llega Bobino y me empezó a preguntar, "Where are you from? Are you Mexican?"
This street vendor telling us he came face to face with Bobino in Little Village 3 weeks ago, but was not detained. He says he now makes $50 a day compared to the $100 he used to make because there is not a lot of foot traffic.
Just hope they stay cautious and they don't go out right away. It could be scary, and I know we're still under an administration that's very threatening to us.
The Street Vendors Association of Chicago has raised over $300,000 to help out vendors through their relief fund. The next bike tour will be on Sunday in back of the yards. In Little Village, Lisette Nunez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Lisette, thank you for that report tonight. Still to come, giving children a better space to learn and grow. A preview of the improvements underway now at a local Boys and Girls Club.
Let's take a live look right now at Navy Pier. This is our new Navy Pier camera. It's awesome, Cheryl. Yeah, I see the Ferris wheel. It's beautiful.
Getting ready for New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. We'll get it all ready. It's a beautiful day on tap for tomorrow. Heisel Martinez is here. She's got your AccuWeather forecast for the weekend next.
All right.
Ooh, there it is.
Ooh, that is just stunning. Our city, you know, it is the most beautiful one in the world. And, you know, we just got a big report on that. We're going to be New Year's Eve. Rockin' Eve is going to be here.
Yes, yeah, we're going to have a live presence here. It's going to be great. They're going to dance, Cheryl and Terrell. A little bit of everything. It's not far. We, you know this, I know, Cheryl, up 6 weeks from Christmas.
I know,
today.
so you calculate today is the 13th, so 25 plus
I can't
27
calculate. The math is bad.
42.
I just know they wrote for me earlier. It's 6 weeks till Christmas.
42 days.
Okay.
So yeah, because 6
42
times
days.
7 is 42.
Your decorations are going up at home and in your office?
Yeah, they've been started in my office.
Terrific.
And at my house, just a little here and there. But this weekend, I'm really I usually do it after the holiday lights parade.
This is the weekend, Heisel, to
Because
do
it's
it.
gonna be
Look at that.
warm.
I mean, 60s tomorrow and warm up, maybe 70s Saturday.
Saturday, yes, some of us close to 70 degrees. We will take it. And the thing about this time of year is I have 6 weeks to get all the gifts. That is what makes me feel anxious.
Okay. Now I'm panicking now.
Yeah,
Cheryl, you've already done half of your shopping.
Anxious. I have done zero
Me too.
shopping.
I'm with you.
And I think my list of kids is 14 of all nieces and nephews.
You got a lot
I have
of
a
them.
very
Did you get Disney items when you were
that's
there?
what's good. That's
okay,
what they're
good.
gonna get.
I think that's
right?
good.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, mainly sunny and 60s here for tomorrow, and we keep the 60s going on Saturday. Where some locations could get close to 70 degrees. Then we're back to reality, which is closer to average here on Sunday, back down into the 40s, and then next week we stay in the 40s throughout the week. Temperatures right now in the 40s and 50s. It's 48 degrees in Woodstock and DeKalb, 46 in Aurora, 52 at Midway, Gary's at 52, Valparaiso at 45 degrees. So it's not that bad out there for the fact that we're in the middle of November. Today's high was 54 degrees. Yesterday we hit 55, so pretty close to that. But today just wasn't as breezy, so it kind of felt nice outside. Average is 50, so above average for today. Sunrise was at 6:39 and sunset today was at 4:32. We have some clouds around right now, and we're going to keep them around. We're going to keep them around for the next hour or two, maybe 3 hours, and then after that they start to move out of here and we clear things out overnight tonight. Then this weekend, yes, 66 degrees on Saturday. This is the day to put up the Christmas decorations. It will though be a little bit breezy. So if I had to pick between Friday and Saturday, and you have time Friday actually might be a little bit better because it's not as breezy as it will be on Saturday. Saturday will have some clouds and the chance for a spot shower, but don't cancel any plans because of this. It's really just a slight chance for that. 47 degrees on Saturday, so back to reality. That average is 48, so we're pretty close to that, and it's also breezy on Sunday. Here's a look at our timeline for Saturday, just to show you that, yes, we could have that gust up to about 25 from 7 a.m. all the way through about 4 p.m. And so it's going to be pretty breezy throughout the daylight hours. Here's a look at Futurecast to show you as we start off the day tomorrow. Temperatures for our outlying areas may drop down into the mid 30s, but most of us by 7 a.m. are into the low 40s. Then as we head into the afternoon, we're in the mid 60s for our high temperatures tomorrow. Not as windy. So again, 2 p.m. tomorrow is almost the perfect time, I would say, around lunchtime to 2-3 o'clock, the perfect time to put up the Christmas decorations. But if you don't have time to do it for tomorrow, Saturday also works. It's just on the cloudy side and a little bit more breezy here. Temperatures start off close to 57 degrees at 7 in the morning, so that tells a story that yes, eventually we do get into the mid and perhaps upper 60s. Where take a look, Kankakee Morris at 68 degrees, close to that 70 degree mark, and then by 6 p.m. our temperatures are still pretty mild, upper 50s here. It's overnight that we start to drop off our temperatures a bit, and we'll start off in the 30s on Sunday, and we only make it into the 40s. A look here at your 7-day forecast to show you to enjoy those 60s, because the rest of the 7 days in the 40s, and a rain snow mix possible on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's more seasonal, but we will take this weekend.
I know, right?
Great.
So get started tomorrow as early as possible.
Yeah.
Lots of traffic around because, people get things done in the 60s in November.
Right? With a lot of passion. All right. And speaking of holiday gifts early, well, hundreds of children in the northwest suburbs will soon have a new Boys and Girls Club.
This Impact Center will be more than just a building. It will be a hub for innovation, a home for creativity, a place where friendships grow, dreams take shape, and confidence is ignited.
The improvement project taking place in Carpentersville, it includes upgrades to learning spaces, a gymnasium, community resource center. More than 500 children will use this facility for after-school programs, summer programs, and a whole lot more. Actual renovation work will get underway this summer.
That is perfect. It sounds like it's going to be a wonderful place for the young people there. Well, still to come for us tonight, a flight attendant, well, she goes viral.
I found it! Yay!
What? How this moment helped the couple take their dream vacation.
Okay, and an alleged affair cost a TikTok influencer big bucks. Why a judge ordering her to pay nearly $2 million.
Wow. This is a very interesting story. A jury awards nearly $2 million to a woman who says that her husband cheated on her with a TikTok influencer. Now, the wife sued in North Carolina, citing alienation of affection. Did you know that was something?
No.
According to the law in that state, the plaintiff must prove they are in a happy marriage. Well, the third party must have knowledge of the marriage, and the marriage must have continued during the affair.
I think it shows the world that you should think twice before you interfere with a marriage. You should think about those children and that spouse.
Oh my. Only 6 states allow spouses to sue someone for interfering with their marriage. Illinois, if you were checking, is not one of them.
1.75 mil. She got paid. Yeah. Well, this is being called a travel miracle. A couple getting ready for an international flight discovers one of their passports went missing.
Okay, so they still got to take the trip of a lifetime thanks to a dedicated flight crew, as Sam Champion reports.
I found it! Yay!
This is the moment a flight attendant's act of kindness saved the vacation of a lifetime for Tim and Cam Bowles after a passport mishap.
We were so excited to start this trip.
It all started when the Bowles had just boarded their final flight to Cape Town, the start of a weeks-long trip they had planned for months.
I said, "Did you pick up your passport?" He said, "No, I gave it to you."
Panic begins, and so does a massive search on the plane that would involve both passengers and crew.
And it's been like, I feel like we're all emotionally invested.
A now viral video posted by a passenger capturing it all unfolding.
We were digging through their things. We even had a ramp agent look for the passport.
After at least 20 minutes of extensive searching by nearly everyone on the plane, it was time for takeoff. So the Bowles had to give up, disembark, and go home.
Just as we had resolved ourselves to that fact, we got this, wait!
But one flight attendant went the extra mile, still searching even after the Bowles left, and found the passport. And though the Bowles had deplaned, even the pilot helped, letting them back on.
A lot of things could have gone different ways. Our flight attendant didn't give up.
Flight attendants as excited as they were.
You know how the seats fold down all the way to a bed? When
Yeah,
you go
right.
International,
You can lay
then
down.
you put them back up to a seat, so it got squished in there probably when the seat came back and compressed up.
They found it.
They go above and beyond those.
I know. Great job.
Yeah, that would be
Flight
terrifying. I
attendants.
feel like that's something I would do. You just can't find it all of a sudden.
It's like, and they're in South Africa where you
Right.
have to have it when you deplane.
So what do you think, they would have just turned them back around?
I think
Next flight,
so, because
right?
you have to go through customs on
Yeah.
every time.
You could go
it's
to
a
the
happy
embassy
story.
too, and then you have to reapply maybe too, and then all of it.
Oh,
so.
no.
Yeah.
Happy World Kindness Day, ladies.
I know. Oh, same to you.
You're both wonderful.
You
I
the
love
kindest
working
soul.
with you.
We got
Yeah.
3 kind souls.
Right.
Of course, producer and also on the floor with.
Oh,
7.
by the way, our new producer, Sam,
Yeah,
you
hey,
crushed
Sam.
it.
Great
Welcome
job.
to the team. It's great to have
Yep,
you.
let's go.
Clean
This is-
show.
The best is yet to come.
Let's go.
See you at
See
10.